Powerful prayer to Saint Anthony of Padua for impossible cases that changes everything. Pray this now. Have you been carrying a burden that feels impossible to lift? Are you facing a situation where every door seems closed, every solution out of reach, and hope is fading with each passing day? Maybe you've tried everything humanly possible and nothing has worked. Maybe you're dealing with financial devastation that's crushing your family. Maybe you're watching someone you love suffer from an illness that doctors can't heal. Maybe you're trapped in a legal battle that seems unwinnable, or your heart is breaking over a relationship that's falling apart, or you've lost something so precious that the pain keeps you awake at night. If that's you right now, if you're at that breaking point where you don't know where else to turn, I need you to listen closely to every single word in this video, because what I'm about to share with you has transformed the lives of millions of people across centuries. This isn't just another prayer video. This is about connecting with one of the most powerful intercessors in heaven, a saint who has become known across the entire world as the worker of miracles, the helper of the hopeless, the saint who specializes in impossible cases. His name is Saint Anthony of Padua, and today, you're going to learn the prayer that has broken through impossible situations and brought miracles into the darkest moments of people's lives. Before we go any further, if this message is speaking to your heart right now, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a powerful prayer or message that could be exactly what you need in your time of need. And if you believe that God can work miracles through the intercession of His saints, type "I believe" in the comments right now as a declaration of your faith. Let's be completely honest about what we mean when we talk about impossible cases, because I know you're going through something real right now. An impossible case isn't just a difficult situation. It's that thing that has taken everything from you. It's that problem that has stolen your sleep, your peace, your joy, and sometimes even your faith. It's the diagnosis that shattered your world. It's the financial hole that's so deep you can't see daylight anymore. It's the addiction that's destroying someone you love while you watch helplessly. It's the injustice that's crushing you and no one seems to care. It's the dream that died and left you wondering if God even hears you anymore. An impossible case is when you've prayed and prayed and prayed until your voice is hoarse and your knees are bruised and heaven seems silent. It's when well-meaning friends have run out of advice and relatives have stopped calling because they don't know what to say anymore. It's when you've exhausted every practical solution, every backup plan, every last option, and you're standing on the edge of despair wondering if this is how your story ends. But here's what I need you to understand right now, and I need you to let this truth sink deep into your spirit. What's impossible for you is not impossible for God. The situation that has you paralyzed right now, the mountain that looks unmovable, the circumstance that feels permanent, that's not the final word. Your impossible is God's opportunity to show His power. Your dead end is the perfect setup for His breakthrough. Your breaking point is often the exact moment when heaven breaks through. And that's where Saint Anthony comes in. Saint Anthony of Padua isn't just any saint. He's the saint that people turn to when everything else has failed. He's known throughout the world as the saint of miracles, the patron of lost causes, the intercessor for impossible situations. For almost 800 years, people in the most desperate circumstances imaginable have cried out to Saint Anthony, and he has never failed to bring their prayers before the throne of God with power and urgency. Think about it. Why would millions upon millions of people across centuries, across cultures, across continents, all turn to this one saint when they're in impossible situations? It's not superstition. It's not coincidence. It's because Saint Anthony has proven time and time and time again that he hears, he cares, and he intercedes powerfully for those who come to him with faith. There are countless testimonies of people who were at the end of their rope, who prayed to Saint Anthony in their darkest hour, and witnessed miracles that defied all human explanation. I'm talking about tumors that vanished overnight, debts that were supernaturally canceled, prodigal children who came home after years of silence, jobs that appeared out of nowhere in the middle of economic crisis, legal victories that no lawyer could have predicted, addictions broken instantly after years of bondage, relationships healed when divorce seemed certain, lost items worth everything that were found against all odds, babies born to couples told they'd never conceive, disabilities healed when medicine offered no hope. These aren't fairy tales or religious mythology. These are real testimonies from real people who reached the end of themselves and discovered that Saint Anthony's intercession opens doors that were welded shut. And today, you're going to learn exactly how to approach him with your impossible case. Now you might be wondering, why specifically Saint Anthony? What makes him the saint for impossible cases? Let me tell you something powerful. During his life on earth, Saint Anthony wasn't just a preacher or a holy man. He was someone who understood suffering, who knew what it meant to face seemingly impossible obstacles, who experienced the weight of situations that looked absolutely hopeless. But more than that, Saint Anthony had an intimate, extraordinary relationship with Jesus Christ. There are accounts of people witnessing Saint Anthony in prayer, and in those moments, they saw the Christ child appearing to him, resting in his arms, speaking with him face to face. This wasn't just a vision or a dream. This was the reality of how close Saint Anthony walked with the Lord. That's why in almost every image of Saint Anthony, you see him holding the child Jesus. It's a reminder that Saint Anthony has direct access to Jesus. He holds him close. He whispers to him. He presents our needs directly to the heart of God. When you pray to Saint Anthony, you're not asking him to do something on his own. You're asking him to take your impossible case directly to Jesus, to hold it before him the same way he held the Christ child, to speak on your behalf with the authority and intimacy of someone who has the ear of the King of Kings. And here's something else that's crucial to understand. Saint Anthony isn't in heaven sitting back unconcerned about what's happening in your life right now. The saints in heaven are more alive than we are. They're more aware, more powerful, more capable of helping us than they ever were on earth. And Saint Anthony has shown throughout history that he's especially attentive to impossible cases. It's like he has a special assignment from God to help people who are in situations that are beyond human help. The Bible tells us in the book of Revelation about how the prayers of the saints rise before God like incense. When you pray to Saint Anthony, he takes your prayer, your impossible case, your desperate need, and he presents it before the throne of God with all the power of a saint who stands in the presence of the Almighty. He adds his intercession to your prayer, multiplying its power, giving it weight in the courts of heaven. Think of it this way. If you needed to get an urgent message to the president of a country, would you rather send a letter that might never be read? Or would you rather have someone who lives in the presidential palace, who has breakfast with the president every morning, who has his personal phone number, deliver your message directly? That's what Saint Anthony does. He doesn't just pray for you from a distance. He takes your case right into the throne room of God and presents it with urgency and power. And there's something else you need to know. Saint Anthony loves impossible cases. He doesn't turn away from situations that seem too difficult. He doesn't say, "This is beyond help," or "There's nothing I can do." The more impossible your case looks, the more it seems to move his heart. He understands that when you come to him, you're not coming because things are slightly difficult. You're coming because you're desperate, because you're drowning, because this is your last hope. And that vulnerability, that desperation, that complete dependence on God's mercy, that's exactly what moves heaven. So when you approach Saint Anthony with your impossible case today, understand that you're not bothering him. You're not asking too much. You're not presenting something he can't handle. You're doing exactly what he wants you to do. You're bringing your impossibility to him so he can bring it to Jesus, and together they can show you that nothing, absolutely nothing, is impossible for God. Before we get to the actual prayer, and I promise we're going to pray together in just a moment, I need to talk to you about preparation because how you approach this prayer matters. This isn't magic. This isn't a formula where you say certain words and automatically get what you want, like ordering from a menu. This is about faith. This is about relationship. This is about coming before God with the right heart. First, you need to come with humility. I know your situation is urgent. I know you need breakthrough now. I know you've been waiting and suffering and struggling. But rushing into prayer with demands and desperation without humility is like trying to enter a king's palace by breaking down the door. God opposes the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. When you come to Saint Anthony, when you come to God through his intercession, you need to come acknowledging that you can't do this on your own, that you've reached the absolute limit of your own ability, that you're completely dependent on divine intervention. Humility isn't about putting yourself down or believing you're worthless. Humility is simply recognizing the truth. You need God, you need his mercy, you need his power, and you can't manufacture a miracle through your own strength or cleverness or willpower. That's actually the perfect position to be in, because when you're humble, when you're broken, when you're completely surrendered, that's when God can work most powerfully. Second, you need to come with faith. Now I know that's hard when you're in an impossible situation because everything around you is screaming that there's no hope, that nothing's going to change, that you're foolish to even believe anymore. But faith isn't believing when everything looks good. Faith is believing in spite of what you see. Faith is trusting that God is bigger than your circumstances. Faith is holding on to the truth that the same God who parted the Red Sea, who brought water from a rock, who raised the dead, who healed the sick, who opened blind eyes, that same God is still in the miracle-working business today. You don't need perfect faith. You don't need to have all your doubts resolved. Jesus said that faith as small as a mustard seed can move mountains. You just need enough faith to pray, enough faith to ask, enough faith to believe that maybe, just maybe, God can do something about your situation. If you're struggling with faith right now, that's okay. Be honest about it. Tell God, I believe, help my unbelief. Tell Saint Anthony, I'm struggling to have faith, but I'm here anyway, I'm asking anyway, help me believe. Third, you need to come with persistence. Listen carefully to this. Some miracles happen instantly. Some breakthrough moments arrive immediately. But some impossible cases require persistent prayer. This doesn't mean God didn't hear you the first time. This doesn't mean Saint Anthony isn't interceding for you. This means that there's something happening in the spiritual realm that requires ongoing prayer, continued faith, unwavering trust. Think about the story of the persistent widow in the Bible who kept coming to the judge day after day until she got justice. Jesus told that story to teach us about persistent prayer. Or think about Daniel, who prayed for 21 days before the angel came with the answer, and the angel told him, "Your prayer was heard from the first day, but there was warfare in the heavens." Sometimes our breakthrough is being fought for in the spiritual realm, and our persistent prayer is part of that spiritual warfare. So don't pray this prayer once and then give up if you don't see immediate results. Make a commitment. Pray it every day for a week. Pray it every day for a month. Pray it every day until your breakthrough comes. Trust that every time you pray, Saint Anthony is presenting your case before Jesus, and something is shifting in the spiritual realm even if you can't see it yet. And fourth, you need to come with gratitude. I know that sounds strange when you're in crisis, when everything is falling apart, when the miracle hasn't happened yet. But gratitude is actually a powerful key to breakthrough. When you thank God in advance for what He's going to do, when you thank Saint Anthony for his intercession even before you see results, you're activating faith. You're declaring that you believe the answer is coming. Gratitude also shifts your focus. When you're in an impossible situation, it's so easy to become consumed by the problem, to see nothing but the mountain, to be overwhelmed by the darkness. But when you start thanking God for His goodness, for His past faithfulness, for the blessings you still have even in the midst of crisis, something happens in your spirit. Hope begins to rise. Faith begins to grow. The impossible begins to look less impossible. If you're ready to pray, I want you to do something right now. Stop whatever else you're doing. Turn off distractions. Close any other tabs or apps. Put your phone on silent. This moment matters too much to treat it casually. If you can, find a quiet place where you won't be interrupted. If you have a picture or statue of Saint Anthony, place it in front of you. If you don't, that's perfectly fine, he can hear you anywhere. If you have a crucifix or a rosary, hold it in your hands. If you don't, that's okay too. Now take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Release the tension in your body. For this next moment, you're going to step away from the chaos of your impossible situation and enter into a sacred space of prayer. You're going to bring your burden to the one who can actually do something about it. If you're watching this video, I'm going to pray with you. I'm going to lead you through this prayer, and I want you to pray along with me, either out loud or in your heart. Pour your faith into every word. Mean it with everything in you. And if tears come, let them flow. Those tears are prayers too. God collects every single one. Place your hand over your heart right now. Feel it beating. That heartbeat is proof that God isn't finished with you yet, that your story isn't over, that there's still hope for your impossible case. As long as you're breathing, there's still time for a miracle. If you believe that God can do the impossible through the intercession of Saint Anthony, I want you to comment, "Saint Anthony, pray for me," right now. Let that be your declaration of faith. Let that be your way of saying, "I'm not giving up. I'm bringing my impossible case to you." Now let's pray together. Open your heart completely and pray these words with everything in you. O glorious Saint Anthony of Padua, you who stand in the presence of God, you who hold the Christ child in your arms, you who have proven yourself to be the powerful intercessor for impossible cases throughout the centuries, I come before you today not with arrogance but with humility, not with perfection but with desperate need, not with everything figured out but with a heart that's breaking and a situation that's beyond anything I can handle on my own. Saint Anthony, I need you to hear me. I need you to listen to my cry. I need you to understand the weight I'm carrying right now. This situation I'm facing, this impossible case that has brought me to you today, it's crushing me. It's stealing my peace. It's threatening to destroy everything I hold dear. I've tried to fix it myself and I've failed. I've looked for solutions and found none. I've exhausted every option I know and I'm still trapped in this impossibility. Saint Anthony, you who understand human suffering, you who walk this earth and face difficulties and hardships, you who know what it means to need a miracle, I'm asking you right now to take my impossible case into your hands. Hold it the way you hold the Christ child. Carry it directly to Jesus. Present it before the throne of God with urgency and power. I'm talking about this specific situation that's breaking my heart. You know what it is. You can see every detail. You understand the pain it's causing, the fear it's generating, the destruction it's threatening to bring. This financial impossibility that's drowning me and my family. This health crisis that medicine can't solve. This relationship that's falling apart despite everything I've tried. This injustice that's crushing me with no defender in sight. This addiction that's destroying someone I love. This loss that's left a hole in my life I don't know how to fill. This burden I've been carrying so long I'm not sure I can take another step. Saint Anthony, I'm bringing it all to you right now. Every piece of this impossible situation. Every fear connected to it. Every consequence I'm terrified of. Every way it's affecting me and those I love. I'm laying it at your feet because I cannot carry it anymore. I cannot solve it anymore. I cannot face it alone anymore. You are known throughout the world as the Saint of Miracles. You are called upon by millions when situations seem hopeless. You have a reputation that spans centuries of answered prayers and breakthrough moments and impossible transformations. I'm adding my voice to the chorus of desperate people who have cried out to you when everything else failed, and I'm asking you to do for me what you've done for countless others. Bring my impossible case before Jesus and don't stop interceding until breakthrough comes. Saint Anthony, I believe that you hear me right now. I believe that my prayer has reached you in heaven. I believe that even as I speak these words, you're already presenting my case before the Lord. I believe that you understand the urgency of my situation. I believe that you care about what I'm going through. I believe that you want to help me. Whisper my petition to the child Jesus who loved to be held in your arms. Tell him about my pain. Tell him about my fear. Tell him about my desperation. Tell him that I'm at the end of myself and I need his divine intervention. Tell him that this situation is impossible for me, but nothing is impossible for him. Tell him that I'm trusting in his mercy, believing in his power, depending completely on his grace. Saint Anthony, you who are called the hammer of heretics, the Ark of the Testament, the worker of wonders, I'm asking you to bring all of that spiritual power to bear on my behalf. Stand in the gap for me. Fight for me in the spiritual realm. Contend for my breakthrough. Persist in prayer until the answer comes. Don't let go of my case until God moves on my behalf. I know that God's ways are higher than my ways. I know that his thoughts are higher than my thoughts. I know that sometimes his answer is different from what I expect. Sometimes his timing is different from what I want. Sometimes his method is different from what I planned. But I trust that whatever he does will be for my good and his glory. I trust that he sees what I cannot see. I trust that he knows what I don't know. I trust that his plans for me are good even when I'm walking through this darkness. But Saint Anthony, I'm also asking you to intercede for the specific breakthrough I need. I'm asking you to present before God the exact miracle I'm desperate for, the healing I need, the provision I require, the restoration I'm crying out for, the protection I'm begging for, the deliverance I'm pleading for, the justice I'm seeking, the return I'm hoping for, the answer I've been waiting for. Move heaven on my behalf, Saint Anthony. Stir up the compassion of Christ. Remind him of his promises to hear and answer prayer. Point to his word that says, ask and it will be given, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened. Intercede for me with the full authority of a saint who stands in God's presence. Let your prayers be like incense rising before the throne. Let your intercession carry weight in the courts of heaven. Saint Anthony, I make you a promise right now. If you intercede for me and God grants this breakthrough, if this impossible case is resolved, if this miracle happens, I will tell everyone about what God did through your intercession. I won't keep silent about the miracle. I won't forget to give thanks. I won't move on as if it happened by coincidence or luck. I will testify to the power of prayer. I will declare the goodness of God. I will tell others about your faithful intercession so they too will know to call on you in their impossible situations. I promise to live with gratitude. I promise to use whatever breakthrough I receive to help others and glorify God. I promise to remember this moment of desperation and the miracle that follows it for the rest of my life. I promise to be a witness to the power of faith and the reality of divine intervention in human affairs. Saint Anthony, I also want to thank you right now even before I see the results. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for caring about my impossible situation. Thank you for your willingness to intercede for someone like me who has nothing to offer but faith and desperation. Thank you for your faithfulness to pray for those who call upon you. Thank you for your compassion toward those who are suffering. Thank you for your power in the spiritual realm. Thank you for every moment you've already been working on my behalf even before I prayed this prayer. Thank you for the breakthrough that's already in motion in the spiritual realm even if I can't see it yet in the natural realm. Thank you for not giving up on my case even when I've been tempted to give up on it myself. Thank you for standing with me in this battle. Thank you for being my advocate before God. O Saint Anthony, constant and faithful friend, never failing intercessor, I place my complete trust in you. I surrender my impossible case into your hands. I release my need to control the situation or figure out the solution. I let go of my anxiety and fear and worry. I choose to rest in the knowledge that you're presenting my case before Jesus and that God is already at work on my behalf. When doubt tries to creep in, remind me of your faithfulness. When fear threatens to overwhelm me, remind me of God's power. When impatience tempts me to give up, remind me that breakthrough is coming. When the wait feels too long, give me strength to persevere. When the situation looks darker before the dawn, give me faith to believe that morning is coming. Saint Anthony, be my guide through this impossible situation. Show me if there's anything I need to do. Give me wisdom if there are steps I need to take. Grant me peace when there's nothing I can do but wait and trust. Protect me from making decisions out of desperation that would make things worse. Guard my heart from bitterness and resentment. Keep my faith strong and my hope alive. I pray this not just for myself, but for everyone watching this video who is also facing an impossible situation. For every person who is desperate for breakthrough right now. For every heart that's breaking. For every life that's being devastated by circumstances beyond their control. Saint Anthony, hear the collective cry of everyone who is praying this prayer with me. Let this be a moment when heaven responds to the desperate pleas of your children. Intercede for the person whose diagnosis has left them hopeless. Intercede for the family drowning in debt with no way out. Intercede for the parents whose child has walked away from them. Intercede for the spouse whose marriage is on the verge of collapse. Intercede for the person who has lost someone or something precious. Intercede for those trapped in addiction or bound by sin they can't break free from on their own. Intercede for those facing legal battles with no defense. Intercede for those who need employment and provision. Intercede for those experiencing persecution and injustice. Saint Anthony, let this be a moment of collective breakthrough. Let miracles happen not just in one life but in thousands of lives. Let God demonstrate His power and compassion through your intercession in such a way that faith is restored, hope is renewed, and testimonies of His goodness spread across the earth. I pray all of this in the name of Jesus Christ, the same Jesus you held in your arms, the same Jesus who worked miracles during His time on earth and continues to work miracles today through the prayers of His saints. To Him be all glory and honor and praise forever and ever. Saint Anthony of Padua, pray for me. Pray for us. Pray for every impossible case being presented to you in this moment. Don't stop interceding until breakthrough comes. We trust you. We believe in your power to help us. We thank you in advance for the miracles that are coming. If you just prayed that prayer with your whole heart, I want you to know something important. Something shifted in the spiritual realm just now. Saint Anthony heard you. He's already presenting your case before Jesus. The wheels of heaven are already turning on your behalf. But now you need to understand what to do next, because this isn't the end. This is the beginning of your breakthrough journey. First, don't let doubt steal what you just planted in faith. The enemy will try to convince you that nothing happened, that your prayer didn't matter, that your impossible case is still impossible. Reject those thoughts immediately. You prayed in faith. Saint Anthony is interceding. God heard you. The answer is on its way even if you can't see it yet. Second, pray this prayer again. Don't pray it just once and then forget about it. Make this a daily practice until your breakthrough comes. Every morning when you wake up, pray to Saint Anthony. Every night before you sleep, thank him for his intercession. Keep your impossible case before heaven through persistent prayer. Remember, persistence in prayer isn't nagging God. It's demonstrating unwavering faith. It's refusing to let go until blessing comes. Third, stay alert for the answer because it might come in unexpected ways. Your breakthrough might not look exactly like you imagined. God might answer your prayer through an opportunity you didn't see coming. He might bring the solution through a person you never expected. He might open a door that you didn't even know existed. Don't be so focused on one specific outcome that you miss the miracle God is actually sending. Fourth, maintain gratitude even while you're waiting. Start thanking God now for what He's going to do. Thank Saint Anthony for his faithful intercession. Thank God for past blessings and past breakthroughs. Gratitude creates an atmosphere where miracles flourish. Complaining and negativity block the flow of blessing, but thanksgiving opens the floodgates of heaven. Fifth, live as if your breakthrough is already guaranteed. Don't make decisions out of fear or desperation. Don't act as if the impossible situation is permanent. Make choices that align with faith in God's deliverance. Walk with confidence knowing that you've brought your case to the most powerful intercessor and the most faithful God. Your circumstances might not have changed yet, but your position has changed. You're no longer carrying this burden alone. You have Saint Anthony interceding for you and God Himself fighting for you. Sixth, be ready to testify. When your breakthrough comes, and it will come, you need to be prepared to give glory to God publicly. Don't hide what God does for you. Don't downplay the miracle. Don't explain it away as coincidence or luck. Stand up and declare what the Lord has done through the intercession of Saint Anthony. Your testimony will encourage others who are facing their own impossible situations. Your story will build faith in people who are on the verge of giving up. Your miracle will become hope for someone else's desperation. I need to be honest with you about something because I care too much about you to fill you with false expectations. When we talk about rapid breakthrough, that doesn't always mean instant breakthrough. Some miracles happen immediately. Some people pray this prayer and the very next day their situation completely transforms. I've seen it happen. I've heard testimonies that defy explanation of people who were in impossible circumstances and suddenly, overnight, everything changed. But other times, rapid breakthrough means that the process begins quickly even if the complete manifestation takes time. It means the answer is set in motion rapidly even if you don't see the full results immediately. Think of it like planting a seed. The moment that seed goes into the ground, life begins. Growth starts. Transformation is happening. But you don't see a tree the next day. You have to water it, protect it, give it time to grow. Your breakthrough might be like that. Saint Anthony's intercession might have initiated the miracle process rapidly, but the full flowering of that miracle might take time. And here's something else that's crucial to understand. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually God's perfect timing. Sometimes He's working on multiple pieces of your situation at once. Sometimes He's arranging circumstances you can't see. Sometimes He's preparing you to handle the blessing you're about to receive. Sometimes He's dealing with other people involved in your situation. Sometimes there are spiritual battles being fought that take time. The prophet Daniel prayed and the angel told him, "From the first day you began to pray, your petition was heard in heaven, but the prince of Persia withstood me 21 days." There was warfare happening in the spiritual realm that Daniel couldn't see. His breakthrough was guaranteed from day one, but it took 3 weeks to manifest. Don't interpret delay as denial. Don't interpret waiting as God saying no. Sometimes the wait is part of the warfare, and your persistent faith is part of the victory. Also, be open to the possibility that God's answer might be different from what you expected but better than what you imagined. Sometimes we come to God with a specific idea of how He should solve our problem, and He has a completely different solution in mind that's actually better. Sometimes we're asking Him to fix a situation, and He wants to completely transform it into something greater. Sometimes we're asking for one door to open, and He's planning to open 3 doors we didn't know existed. I'm not saying to lower your expectations or prepare for disappointment. I'm saying to trust that God's ways are higher than your ways and His thoughts are higher than your thoughts. He sees the end from the beginning. He knows what you truly need better than you know yourself. He loves you more than you could possibly comprehend. Trust Him even when the breakthrough doesn't look exactly like you planned. And here's something powerful. Sometimes the greatest miracle isn't the change in your circumstances, but the change in you. Sometimes God uses impossible situations to transform us into the people we need to become. Sometimes He uses the waiting period to build character, strengthen faith, deepen trust, and develop perseverance. The version of you that will emerge from this impossible situation, if you handle it with faith, will be stronger, wiser, more compassionate, more dependent on God, and more powerful in prayer than you ever were before. That doesn't mean your circumstances don't matter. God cares deeply about your practical needs and your impossible situation. He's absolutely going to provide breakthrough. But don't miss the deeper work He's doing in your spirit while you're waiting for the external breakthrough. Both matter. Both are part of the miracle. Fourth, you might have dreams or receive words of encouragement that confirm God is working. Pay attention to your dreams during this season. God often speaks through dreams, and He might be giving you glimpses of the breakthrough that's coming. Also pay attention to prophetic words, scripture verses that seem to jump off the page, sermons that speak directly to your situation, or encouraging words from other believers. God is trying to build your faith and assure you that your prayers are being heard. Fifth, you might feel a shift in your own spirit. You might notice that you're starting to hope again when you had lost all hope. You might feel faith rising when doubt had taken over. You might sense joy bubbling up even in the midst of the trial. These internal shifts are often evidence that something is changing in the spiritual realm that will soon manifest in the natural realm. When you start seeing these signs, don't pull back from your prayers. Intensify them. This is not the time to coast. This is the time to press in harder. You're close. The breakthrough is near. Saint Anthony is still interceding. God is still working. Don't stop now. I need to address something difficult because I want to be completely real with you. What happens if you pray this prayer faithfully, you wait with faith, you do everything right, and things seem to get worse instead of better? What if the diagnosis becomes more severe? What if the financial situation deteriorates further? What if the relationship completely falls apart? What if the person you're praying for makes choices that lead them deeper into destruction? What if it looks like instead of breakthrough, you're experiencing breakdown? First, understand that this doesn't mean your prayer failed or that Saint Anthony isn't interceding or that God isn't listening. Sometimes the situation has to get worse before it gets better. Sometimes God has to let certain things fall completely apart so he can rebuild them the right way. Sometimes he has to let you hit rock bottom so you'll finally let go of what you're clinging to and grab hold of him alone. Think about the story of Lazarus. Jesus could have healed him when he was sick. Instead, he let him die. He let the situation become impossible. He let Mary and Martha experience devastating loss and grief. And then, after Lazarus had been dead for 4 days, after there was absolutely no hope of natural recovery, Jesus showed up and raised him from the dead. The miracle was greater because the impossibility was complete. Your situation getting worse doesn't mean God has abandoned you. It might mean he's setting the stage for a bigger miracle than you imagined. It might mean he's about to show his power in such a dramatic way that no one will be able to deny that it was God. Hold on. Don't let apparent setbacks destroy your faith. This might be the darkest hour before the dawn. Second, remember that God's timeline isn't your timeline. His idea of rapid breakthrough might not match your idea of rapid breakthrough. He sees eternity. You see today. He knows what's coming. You only know what's happening now. Trust his timing even when it's frustrating, even when it's painful, even when you don't understand it. Abraham waited 25 years for the son God promised him. Joseph waited 13 years in slavery and prison before his dreams came to pass. The Israelites wandered 40 years before entering the promised land. Sometimes God's greatest miracles require seasons of waiting that test and purify our faith. Your breakthrough is still coming. The wait doesn't mean it's not coming. It means it's being prepared. Third, be open to the possibility that the breakthrough might be different from what you expected. Sometimes we're praying for God to heal a relationship, and he's actually planning to deliver us from a toxic situation. Sometimes we're praying for financial provision to come a certain way, and he's about to open a completely different source. Sometimes we're praying for one specific outcome, and he has something better in mind. This requires flexibility in your faith. Maintain absolute confidence that God will come through for you, but hold loosely to the specific way you think he should do it. Trust him enough to let him surprise you with solutions you didn't imagine. Fourth, if you've been praying faithfully and you genuinely feel like God is saying no to your request, you need to trust that his no is protective, not punitive. God isn't a cruel father who enjoys watching you suffer. If he's saying no to what you're asking for, it's because he can see something you can't see. He knows that what you're asking for would ultimately harm you or it's not the best path for your life. His no is loving. His no is wise. His no makes room for a better yes. But here's what I want you to understand. Most of the time when people think God said no, he actually hasn't. He's just said, not yet, or not that way, or I have something better. Don't interpret delay as denial. Don't interpret a closed door as God's final answer. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep trusting Saint Anthony's intercession. The breakthrough is still coming. Let me share with you some real testimonies of people whose impossible cases were transformed through prayers to Saint Anthony, because sometimes hearing what God has done for others strengthens our faith for what He can do for us. These aren't fairy tales or religious legends. These are documented testimonies from real people in recent times who experienced miracles through Saint Anthony's intercession. There's a woman from Brazil who was diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer that had metastasized throughout her body. Doctors gave her 3 months to live and told her to get her affairs in order. She began praying to Saint Anthony every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, begging for his intercession. She made a promise that if she was healed, she would dedicate her life to helping cancer patients. After 2 months of faithful prayer, she went back for another scan. The doctors were shocked. The tumors were shrinking. They couldn't explain it medically. She continued praying to Saint Anthony. 3 months later, another scan showed no evidence of cancer at any site. The doctors called it a spontaneous remission. She calls it a miracle through Saint Anthony's intercession. Today, she runs a support group for cancer patients and shares her testimony everywhere she goes. There's a man from the Philippines whose family business collapsed, leaving him with debts equivalent to hundreds of thousands of dollars that he had no way to repay. Creditors were threatening legal action. His home was about to be foreclosed. His marriage was falling apart from the stress. He felt completely hopeless until his elderly mother told him to pray to Saint Anthony. He started a novena to Saint Anthony for impossible cases. On the 7th day of the novena, he received a phone call completely out of the blue from a business contact he hadn't spoken to in 5 years. That contact had been thinking about him and felt strongly impressed to reach out with a business opportunity. That opportunity not only provided income but connected him with resources that helped him negotiate his debts and save his home. Within 2 years, he was completely debt-free and his business was thriving again. There's a couple from the United States who tried for 8 years to have a child. They went through multiple rounds of fertility treatments that all failed. The doctors finally told them it was medically impossible for them to conceive naturally and that even IVF had less than a 1% chance of success. They were devastated. Someone told them about Saint Anthony and his reputation for helping with impossible cases. They began praying to him daily, asking for the miracle of a child. They also started attending Mass more regularly and grew deeper in their faith during this time. After praying for 6 months, with no medical intervention, she discovered she was pregnant. The doctors couldn't explain it based on their medical records. 9 months later, they had a healthy baby boy. They named him Anthony in Thanksgiving. There's a mother whose adult son had been addicted to drugs for 12 years. He had been in and out of rehab programs, had been homeless, had been arrested multiple times, and had cut off all contact with the family. Every time she tried to help him, he rejected her. She had prayed for years with no change. Then she learned about the powerful intercession of Saint Anthony for impossible cases. She made a commitment to pray to Saint Anthony every single day for 1 year no matter what happened. For 11 months, nothing changed. Her son was still lost in addiction. She kept praying. On the 11th month, her son showed up at her door, broken and ready to accept help. He entered a faith-based recovery program and this time it worked. He's been clean for 7 years now, has a job, has restored relationships with his family, and credits his mother's prayers to Saint Anthony for saving his life. These testimonies aren't unique. There are millions more just like them. People facing medical impossibilities who were healed. People drowning in debt who were supernaturally provided for. People whose relationships were destroyed who saw restoration. People who lost precious things who found them against all odds. People trapped in sin who were delivered. People facing injustice who saw vindication. The same Saint Anthony who interceded for them is the same Saint Anthony who is interceding for you right now. The same God who performed miracles in their lives is the same God who is able to perform a miracle in your life. Your case isn't too hard for him. Your situation isn't too complicated for his power. Your impossibility isn't beyond his ability to solve. Before we move toward the conclusion of this message, I need to warn you about some common mistakes that people make that can block or delay their breakthrough. I'm not trying to put condemnation on you. I'm trying to help you avoid pitfalls that could rob you of the miracle you're believing for. The first mistake is praying without repentance. listen carefully to this. If there's sin in your life that you're holding on to, if there's unforgiveness in your heart towards someone who hurt you, if there's bitterness or resentment or hatred that you're nurturing, those things can block your prayers from being answered. The Bible is clear that unrepented sin creates a barrier between us and God. It's like trying to make a phone call when the line is disconnected. Before you pray to Saint Anthony for your impossible case, make sure you've dealt with any known sin in your life. Confess it to God. Turn away from it. Make it right if you've wronged someone. And especially deal with unforgiveness, because Jesus said if you don't forgive others, your Father in heaven won't forgive you. You can't expect God to show you mercy in your impossible situation if you're refusing to show mercy to someone who wronged you. The second mistake is praying with a spirit of entitlement rather than humility. Sometimes people approach prayer as if God owes them a miracle. They come with demands rather than requests. They pray with an attitude that says, "God, you have to fix this because I deserve better." That kind of pride blocks breakthrough. Remember, we don't deserve anything from God. Every mercy is undeserved. Every blessing is grace. Every miracle is a gift. Come to God and to Saint Anthony with humility, recognizing that you're asking for something you don't deserve but desperately need. The third mistake is giving up too soon. I mentioned this earlier, but it bears repeating because this is where so many people lose their miracles. They pray for a week or two, don't see results, and quit. They start strong but don't finish. Remember that some breakthroughs require persistent prayer over time. Don't give up one day before your miracle was going to manifest. Keep praying. Keep believing. Keep trusting Saint Anthony's intercession until the answer comes. The fourth mistake is praying without living. Some people think prayer is a substitute for action. They pray for a job but won't fill out applications. They pray for healing but won't change destructive lifestyle habits. They pray for financial breakthrough but won't make responsible financial decisions. Prayer is powerful, but it works in partnership with wise action. Pray as if everything depends on God, but work as if everything depends on you. Saint Anthony can intercede powerfully, but you still need to do your part. The fifth mistake is praying without surrender. Sometimes we're holding on to our impossible situations so tightly, trying to maintain control, insisting it has to be solved our way, that we won't let God work. True prayer requires surrender. It means saying, "God, I want this outcome, but I trust your will more than my own. I release my grip on this situation. I let go of my demand that it happen my way. I trust you to do what's best even if it's different from what I planned." The sixth mistake is praying while simultaneously destroying your faith by speaking negatively. You can pray powerfully in the morning and then spend the rest of the day complaining about your situation, declaring how impossible it is, telling everyone how hopeless you feel. Your words have power. They can build faith or destroy it. Make sure that what you're saying with your mouth aligns with what you're praying in your prayers. Speak life. Speak hope. Speak faith. Declare that God is going to come through even while you're still waiting for it to manifest. There's something I want you to consider doing that can actually intensify the power of your prayer and Saint Anthony's intercession. It's making a specific promise or vow to God about what you'll do when your breakthrough comes. This isn't about trying to bargain with God or buy His favor. This is about making a faith declaration that demonstrates your confidence that the miracle is coming and your gratitude in advance. Throughout the Bible and throughout Christian history, people have made vows to God in moments of desperation. Hannah promised that if God gave her a son, she would dedicate him to God's service. Her son Samuel became a great prophet. Jacob promised that if God brought him safely home, he would serve the Lord faithfully. God blessed him abundantly. Many saints made promises to God in exchange for His intervention, not as manipulation but as expressions of faith and gratitude. When you make a promise to Saint Anthony and to God about what you'll do when your breakthrough comes, You're essentially declaring your faith that it's going to happen. You're saying, I'm so confident this miracle is coming that I'm already planning what I'll do in response to it. That's powerful faith in action. What kind of promise could you make? You could promise to share your testimony publicly to encourage others. You could promise to help people who are going through similar situations to what you're facing now. You could promise to dedicate a certain amount of time to serving others. You could promise to give financially to a cause that helps people in need. You could promise to deepen your relationship with God through regular prayer or mass attendance. You could promise to make changes in your life that honor God. The specific promise isn't as important as the sincerity behind it. Make a promise that's meaningful to you, that's realistic for you to keep, and that genuinely reflects your gratitude for the miracle you're believing for. And then, when God comes through, when Saint Anthony's intercession brings your breakthrough, make absolutely sure you keep that promise. Don't be like the 9 lepers Jesus healed who never came back to thank him. Be like the one who returned with gratitude. Making and keeping promises to God builds a relationship of trust and faithfulness. It shows God that you're serious about your faith, that you're not just using prayer as a last resort when you're desperate, that you genuinely want to honor him and not just receive from him. That kind of heart posture positions you to receive even greater blessings because God can trust you with them. Now, I know some of you watching this are in situations that are not just impossible but also extremely urgent. You don't have months or even weeks. You need breakthrough now. Your situation is critical. Time is running out. If that's you, I want to lead you in a special urgent prayer to Saint Anthony right now. Place your hand over your heart. Take a deep breath. And pray this with me right now with everything in you. Saint Anthony of Padua, I come to you in a moment of extreme urgency. My situation is not only impossible but critical. Time is running out. I need divine intervention and I need it now. You who are known for rapid breakthroughs, you who have responded quickly to desperate prayers throughout history, I'm begging you to act on my behalf immediately. Take my case before Jesus right now in this moment. Tell him that his child is in danger, is in crisis, is in desperate need. Remind him of his promises to answer when we call. Point to his compassion for those who are suffering. Plead my case with urgency and power. I believe that you hear me right now, Saint Anthony. I believe that you're already interceding for me. I believe that even as I pray these words, angels are being dispatched, circumstances are shifting, solutions are being prepared, my breakthrough is being released from heaven to earth. I trust in God's power to intervene in desperate situations. I trust in your faithful intercession. I trust that what is impossible for me is possible for God. I release my fear and grab hold of faith. I let go of panic and take hold of peace. I surrender my desperation into your hands and trust you to present it before the throne of God. Saint Anthony, move heaven and earth on my behalf. Don't delay. Now. Intercede now. Bring the breakthrough now. I'm trusting you completely. I'm depending on you absolutely. I have nowhere else to turn. You are my hope in this urgent moment. Remember, your impossible case is not the end of your story. It's the setup for God to display His glory in your life. What looks impossible to you right now is the perfect opportunity for God to prove that nothing is impossible for Him. Saint Anthony is interceding for you even as you watch this video. Your breakthrough is on the way. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. Don't stop believing. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Keep standing in faith. Your miracle is closer than you think. The answer you've been waiting for is being prepared right now in the courts of heaven. Hold on just a little longer. The dawn is coming. If you need prayer or want to share your testimony when your breakthrough comes, leave a comment below. This is a community of believers who support each other, pray for each other, and celebrate each other's victories. You're not alone in your impossible situation. We're standing with you in faith. Until we meet again in the next video, may God bless you abundantly. May Saint Anthony's intercession be powerful on your behalf. May your impossible case become your greatest testimony of God's faithfulness. And may you experience breakthrough beyond anything you could ask or imagine. Saint Anthony of Padua, pray for us. Jesus, we trust in you.